Hey guys, Mad Science here, and today we're playing a new game, one that I'm very excited about. It's not a sequel to an old game I played, but it's in the same, story. Oh, by the way, I got this for my birthday. I thought it'd be nice to have something to drink while doing a casual visual novel game. It does depict murder and all that though, so content warning as it showed on the screen a moment ago. So, let's start. An ashen sky. The same as always. A thought crossed my mind as I looked up at it. I'm still alive. Scattered around me were the limbs of the other children. A hand, a leg. There was no way to tell which belonged to who. Somebody? A voice. Weak and small. Someone, please. I had been listening to it for a while now, listening as it called out and was swallowed up by the falling ash. Anyone. It sounded so lost and lonely, so much that I couldn't bear to listen to it anymore. I'm here. Valor, that's our character's name. That's an interesting name. The boy's face softens at my touch. Thank you. Thank you. He squeezes my hand back. We stay there for a while, with nothing but his ragged briefs filling the muted world. But when he speaks, voicing the question I knew was coming. Did we do it? Did we take the hill? I look into the distance, where the soldiers we had cleared a path for had been cut down. So that's no. Yes. Where the enemy's flag stood, untouched. That's a definite no then. O brave children of God, you will go forth and forge a path for the Lord's army. As you will guide the Lord's hammer upon his enemies, he will guide your steps to heaven, where you will join him in paradise eternal. Yes, our soldiers have taken the hill. A flag flies high over it. Really? We won? Yes. The tension leaks from his body and he smiles. It was really scary, but I kept running forward. I'm glad. God must be proud of us, right? Yes. A nameless hill, one that was not even drawn on a map. Even as the ground erupted before us, we didn't stop. And yet, thank you, kind sister. Oh, we're playing a female character, okay. I think I'll go now. Just get some of Brooklyn. Everyone is waiting for me. The boy's eyes slowly shut. His hand goes limp, and something leaves him. The muted world became deafening once more. Only I was left. Only I remained. Once more, it fell from the sky. Acid rain? One of the 12 calamities that plagued the land. The second calamity. Ballistic rain? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The rain was always accompanied by a whirring sound, like a machine overheating. Those that did not find shelter in time were at the mercy of the searing downpour, which scorched deep into all that it touched. It was wrong to blame the calamities for everything, though. Long before they descended upon the world, the land had been trapped in a spiral of decay. No future existed for humanity, war over the time remaining being the reality that its last generations awoke to every day. The calamities were only hastening an end that had already been decided. It happened right before we deployed for a new battle. Fresh faces, nervous and eager, many even younger than those in my old unit. Before we could set off, we were brought into a white tent. There, attendants in white garments hooked us up to machines and asked us questions of all kinds. They separated us into two groups, one leaving the battlefield and one staying behind. I was among the ones leaving, which numbered far fewer than those staying. For how long we travelled, I couldn't tell. The armoured vehicles we were placed in had no windows. We fell asleep to the rumbling of the machines and awoke. Having been told nothing, all we could do was wait and wait and wait. Until, at long last, the machines rumbled to a halt. I can't see the sky. That familiar and unchanging ashen sky was nowhere to be seen. In that place where the light of day did not reach, people in white garments were buzzing about as if they were all part of a massive organism. Seamlessly, we became a part of that organism as well. Flowing from hallway to hallway, valve to valve. This route was used in the original Fallstreak. So there are some similarities between this and the last one. Chamber to chamber, half to half. The people in white bring us to a room. Once more, they hook us to machines and ask us questions. Same questions over and over. Same answers again and again. We nod at their clipboard and whisk us back to the winding halls. We funnel into another room where they tell us to strip and bathe. Our old clothes are discarded and we are given new ones. White clothes, just like what they wore. Now we were truly a part of this place. Back to the halls. A new room. physical exams, tests. Then, like clockwork, we return and enter yet another room. However, something was different. None of the people in white had followed us in. The room was utterly empty, save for us. As we stand there, unsure of what to do, a monotone voice rings through the air. Initializing dimensional inversion module. Dimensional inversion module? Conceptual anchor coordinates established. Something was happening. Confirming intersection of complex space and corporeal plane. Instantiating temporal corridor in the sea of Okara. What? Something was happening. Localizing inversion fixed imaginary access. Executing. But there was nothing we could do about it. Colors. They make my vision insane. A haphazard muddled stain. Red, blue, and green. I watch it wax and wane, and gather like a puddle of rain. Cyan, yellow, magenta. Racing, running through my veins, burrowing deep into my brain. I was sinking in a world that had lost its pieces, in a world that had been unwound like yarn. They emerge. Hundreds upon millions, thousands upon trillions of what could have been or what could have existed in my place. A me that was taller, a me that was smaller, a me that was neater, a me that was sweeter. One that was male, one that was frail. One with black hair, blonde, blue eyes, brown. A sea of possibilities that had been denied so that one could be realized. I could hear their rage and sorrow, their howls and lamentations. Why had I been the one that was born as they were cast aside? Why had I been the one that was gifted the privilege of life? In the face of their yearning and desire, there was only one thing to be done. Their cries did not reach me. Envy, resentment did not move me. I remember now. This slaughter of possibilities. This genocide of what could have been. I had taken to this massacre once before. I had taken to it, and would continue to take to it as many times as needed, to claim my rightful place in the world. Alert, vital, spiking, beyond normal limits. Realtor stability index exceeding critical bounds. Second ring, sector 4, observation and analysis receptacle A1. I was so tired, so exhausted. It was as if my body had been replaced with one hewn from lead. Even opening my eyes took all I had. At the edge of my vision, you could see the blurry outlines of figures rushing about, their voices stern and hurried. At some point, tubes had been attached to my arms, and a breathing mask had been placed over my face. But none of that mattered right now. Something was wrong with me. Something was missing. I didn't understand why, but I feel tears begin to collect in the corners of my eyes. It ached so much. Escaping sense of loss and emptiness within my chest. What had happened to me? What had I lost? I didn't know. I couldn't. At that moment, something enveloped me. Something soft and warm. Someone was here with me. They held me in their arms and stroked my head. Who? It was comforting. So unbelievably comforting. They couldn't have been anything more than a stranger. So why? Why did their touch feel so familiar? Unable to hold back anymore, the tears that had been welling up inside me broke free and spilled down my face. There was so much I didn't know, so much I didn't understand. But one certainty was all it took to wash it all away. Within their arms, I was safe. Why do I feel like this is going to be revealed to be her? Or like a version of her? There was nothing to fear, so long as they were here. A lot of rhymes going on this episode. I let myself sink into their embrace. Without a word, they continue to hold me until my heart becomes calm and I sleep into a deep slumber. A cold ceiling, white light. I was in a room, lying on a hard bed. A1. Though the room had many cots, the only one that was occupied was mine. I knew what that meant. The others had been in that room. Had failed to claw themselves back. Okay. Only I was left. Only I remained. You're finally awake, I see. There was a man with glasses in it. His face was weary and haggard beyond his years. I remember the room being full of people before, but now there was only him and one other attendant. How are you feeling? I tried to rise from the bed, but my body was not responding. No need to push yourself. If you're able, there are some questions I'd like to ask you. I nod. Do you know who you are? Fellow 26, PEO. Call sign? The man glances at the attendant to his side. Provisional explosive ordnance that lines up with what we have on record. The sector's consignment was procured from the Theatre. What are these words? These words are just so difficult. I see. The man's face softens as he looks down. Did you have any dreams? Visions that you saw after losing consciousness? A dream of sinking into bottomless depths. I couldn't remember anything about it except the vague sensation of swinging my arms, cutting, slicing into something, over and over and over again. Logos type, Marshall branch, AP designation, Alternative, subject to change. Severing and separation. Let's try edged weapon specialization. The lieutenant nods, her fingers dancing rapidly through the air. That should be enough for you to go off. Please take care of the rest. The man rises from his seat. But before he leaves, he seems to pause and hesitate. There's probably a lot you're confused about right now. But, well, I have time for a question or two. There's something you'd like to ask. There was just one thing. One thing I wanted to ask more than anything else. There was someone who comforted me while asleep. A woman with white hair and red eyes. Do you know where she is? I want to thank her. No, that wasn't the entire truth. Also, never wanted to thank her. I longed for like a relationship? Okay. I longed for peace and ease. I longed for the peace and ease I felt within her arms. I cannot read. There was something I wanted more than to be lulled to sleep by her rhythmic caresses. To slip into restful repose, secure in her warm embrace. How? That's not possible. No. Forget I said anything. The spectacled man turned away. I have a lot to see to, so I'll be taking my leave now. He leaves the room post steps. That's very suspicious. I look to the attendant, but she doesn't seem to understand his reaction either. She does not know what's going on. In any case, please try to get some rest for now. We'll be asking much of you going forward. Chop, chop. That was a snip, snip. Once more, I was here. Chop, chop. An empty room with a table in it, a stack of white books, and a knife. Once more, I was cutting the white blocks. Again, that scissor sounds. Chop, chop. It had been several days now. For the entirety of it, I'd been directed to continue this repetitive task. While mind-numbing, I also found it soothing in a way. Eventually, simple movements become me. Chop, chop. Another day. Once more, I had been taken back here. But something was different. While a stack of white blocks had been replenished, there was no knife. What is the matter, 2-6? As if in response to my pause, the intercom buzzes to life. There's no knife. All required materials have been provided. Please continue as usual. When I look back, I find the knife there at the same spot as always. Oh, I must have missed it before. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. They're messing with you. They're messing with you. Taking the knife in hand, I sit and begin cutting the white ones. Chop, chop. That's scissor sounds. I let myself become the familiar movements and sensations again. like that, another day passed. Having cut all the blocks, I placed the knife down. Excellent work, 2-6. To clarify, you were not mistaken in your initial observation. No knife was present when you entered the room. We did not provide you with cutting equipment this time. Huh? What? When I blinked and looked down, I found the knife nowhere to be seen. All that could be seen was a pile of neatly cut white blocks. Your aptitude exceeds preliminary projections. We will now proceed with your training and instruction. So she pitched the knife because she was influenced by the guy saying all materials have been provided. Conceptual distance. Phenomenon in which the user projects an internal vision of the world, forcing reality to move in order to accommodate it. Only those that had survived the exposure to the sea of Okera, I don't know if I'm saying that right, were capable of it. As for what the sea was, in the most general terms, it was a mist of possibilities that ran parallel to our own dimension. So are we're dealing with dimensions in this? And time, I guess, because dimensions, time, space, they're all connected. The convergence of the sea of Urka on the corporeal plane many years ago is believed to be what precipitated the Earth's decline. I learned all about it during instruction. I learned about the church state of Slovene, which sat on the very cutting edge of research into conceptual dissonance and the Arcturian Sea. The human preservation mandate, which spearheaded research efforts in the sprawling facility located under Slovene's capital, the Cathedral City. The protracted war of attrition that humanity had found itself locked in, and how the PHM intended to break that deadlock with the application of conceptual dissonance to achieve decisive victories. Instruction was comprehensive in all matters pertaining to combat, whether it be through direct neural upload or intense drilling and memorization. Every facet of every applicable field had to be deconstructed and internalized. The material composition of a contemporary heavy armor. That's a sentence that doesn't really make sense. The chemical reactions that govern high-yield explosive munitions. Everything I knew had to be relearned in its most effective and efficient iteration. Oh, that's tough. Breathing and respiration. From the trachea all the way down to the alveoli. Oxygenation and hemodynamics. What is hemodynamics? From the heart all the way down to the capillary. Okay, so it's just like blood pumping. Hand in hand with instruction is training. Wound reconstitution. Low profile projectile nullification. Shaping the world as one willed through CD demanded absolute mastery over the fields of theory being invoked. It was not enough to simply understand. Thought into form. Wrote into reenactment. Every day, I pounded the movements and methodology I needed into my body. Every day, I drew closer to expertise. Hack, slice, split, sever. Until the time came for me to return to the battlefield. Operation Blast K. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. They actually did a timer thing. I'm actually gonna end this first episode here because I feel like that's a good cutoff point, and then something big's gonna happen here. So yeah, links to my YouTube page and my Twitter page will be down below, along with a link to a minute for you guys to go check out. Don't forget to subscribe and the notification bell so you know when the next gaming video or visual novel video comes out. I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.